Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between Barcelona and Cadiz. This is going to be a game where it is going to be considered as a early kickoff game. In my time, Barcelona is going to be playing at 5 a.m. and so it's going to be a struggle, but I am very excited. This is going to be a game where they are going to be playing at the Camp Nou, and this will also be the first game ever since that great humiliating loss that Barcelona have gone through up against PSG that did end in a 4-1 loss. Now, talking about these two teams between Cadiz and Barcelona, this is not the first time Barcelona have met Cadiz within the league season. We have already faced Cadiz at their home, which did end in a 2-1 loss for FC Barcelona. That was throughout the time where Barcelona were going through a trial and error phase. We did not know what was going to be our official formation, but now Barcelona is in a position where they know exactly how to approach every opposition. They know the exact formation, they have a better idea of what the starting 11 could be. And then you look at Cadiz, right? Because when we did face Cadiz back in December, Cadiz was in a position where they were beating many great teams. Cadiz looked like a very exciting team, beating teams like Athletic Club, Real Madrid, FC Barcelona. They were doing extremely well very early in the season. But ever since the beginning of 2021, that honeymoon phase of them coming back into La Liga has completely died. Cadiz have only won one game so far in 2021, which did end in a 3-1 win over Alaves. And you can see here the pictures of the total amount of games Cadiz has lost within the league season and the Copa del Rey. So one thing is very clear about Barcelona. They are expected to win the 3 points up against Cadiz. And going back to that match between PSG and Barcelona, we understand just how humiliating that loss was for these Barcelona players. And I think that going into this game against Cadiz, the players' heads should be very low and just focus on what could be possible in this season. We do have a total of 3 different trophies to compete for. We do have La Liga, the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, and if you were to analyze these 3 trophies, you can understand that one out of these 3 trophies is very possible to win in this season. And the main reason why I do want to talk about that, it is because a couple of hours ago, we have heard some great news, and it is regarding Atletico Madrid, because Atletico Madrid did face Levante, which did end in a 2-0 loss for Atletico Madrid. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Atletico Madrid have lost another 3 points, which basically means that if Barcelona win against Cadiz at the Camp Nou tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, Barcelona do have the chance to tighten the gap between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona with a total of 6 points. And if you were to analyze Atletico Madrid, I do believe that the frequency of the matches is finally catching up towards Simeone and Luis Suarez, because one of the biggest questions that we have been asking about Atletico Madrid was, when are they going to show some mercy? When are they going to finally get tired? Because Atletico Madrid is not a team like Real Madrid or FC Barcelona where they do have a massive amount of quality depth on the field and on the bench. Atletico Madrid is a great team when it comes to the starting 11. They are world class, but when it comes to having the necessary depth and quality to compete against this high frequency type of agenda within the league season, many of us did expect a moment for Atletico Madrid to finally tap out. And it really does seem like Atletico Madrid are finally showing mercy, and they can no longer keep up with the amount of frequency they have been given in this season. And again, that is some great news, because it almost seemed impossible for Barcelona to finally catch up towards first place. There was a moment within the league season where Barcelona were about 10 to 13 points below Atletico Madrid, and now we do have the chance to tighten that gap with a total of 6 points. And we do have the Atletico Madrid player Hermoso, who did speak about this match in the post-match interview, and he said this: the team has had enough chances to score a goal. It hasn't entered. We have conceded goals against that we shouldn't have. One thing that characterized us was not conceding, which basically means that the one thing that has defined us in this league season, we cannot do that no longer in every game. Then we do have another interesting stat, and it says here that Atletico Madrid have not conceded in 7 La Liga games in a row. They have never before gone more than 6 games without a clean sheet under Diego Simeone. So that is a big blow for Simeone. And I believe that that is also telling us that Barcelona is not the only club suffering in terms of bringing results onto the field. And there are many teams out there in Europe, like in England, in France, in Spain, in Italy, that are showing that they cannot keep up with the amount of frequency. And with these teams being so physically and mentally drained, this is where the quality does stand out. This is where the big clubs do come out and say, we do have enough quality where if we're not going to be physically or mentally prepared in every game, what what Barcelona have that no other team does have is the quality within our starting 11 and on the bench. That is what's going to give us the extra edge towards teams like Atletico Madrid. And Barcelona simply just have to take advantage of this moment. And I want to go into the press conference from Ronald Koeman, and he did say this. In the first training session on Friday, you can notice a lower atmosphere, and that's good. This is normal after such a loss. So he is basically explaining that Koeman is very well aware of the type of hit they have taken up against PSG, and it is going to be in his duty to uplift the spirits of these players. And that's very important, right? Because the fact that Koeman wants to add emphasis towards the attitude of these players, he wants to let the players know that it is not over yet, that there is going to be teams out there that are going to fall short, which is going to be in their responsibility to finally take advantage of their results. And you look at a team like Cadiz. Cadiz right now statistically do allow a total of 1.7 goals per 90 minutes. And with a stat such as that, they are considered as the worst team in La Liga in terms of conceding goals. Barcelona do have the quality and are capable enough to win in a game against Cadiz at the Camp Nou. When you look at these two teams, Cadiz and Barcelona is not going to be considered as the biggest game in the world, but understanding the context and what's at stake here for Barcelona, I do believe that after this win up against Cadiz, we are going to be understanding just how important it was to win those 3 points. And now I do want to head towards the starting 11. What could Ronald Koeman place on the field up against Cadiz? Now, 2 things to keep in mind. Moriba, Collado, and Conrad de la Fuente are not going to be in this match, nor participating within the squad list. They do have their own duties and are temporarily playing for Barcelona B. As for Ronald Araujo, he will also not be featuring in this match. The doctors have said that he does need more time, and he could be expected to make a return after the match against Cadiz. So now heading towards the starting 11. This is going to be the predicted starting 11 Ronald Koeman could place. I do want to see Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. I do believe that the defensive line should be Jordi Alba as the left back. The center back pairing should be Gerard Piqué and Samuel Umtiti, and our right back should be no other than Serginho Dest. Serginho Dest did have a hard loss up against PSG. It was not completely Dest's fault that resulted in PSG winning 4-1, but as a young player, when you are 20 years old, that does harm your confidence in a way. And I do believe that Dest does need to work on some things that can certainly be practiced up against Cadiz. And then moving on towards the midfield, I do want to see Frankie de Jong as a central defensive midfielder. Doing this would allow a great time for players such as Pedri and Riqui Puig to play as interiors. This will be a great opportunity to finally test a midfield such as them. And then moving on to the front 3. I do want to see Trincao start as a right winger up against Cadiz because Dembele has been playing in almost every match, and I do think that Dembele does need some rest. We cannot continue to play Dembele in almost every match going forward because there's always going to be a chance where Dembele could encounter a injury. And looking at how Trincao has performed as of late, he has been playing extremely well. And I do think that now that his confidence is finally there, seeing the goals that he has scored in the past 4 to 5 games, Trincao can bring these goals up against Cadiz. And I do think that with Trincao finally getting his confidence back, eventually we are going to see Trincao in a few years time maybe even be considered as a starter within the starting 11. So I am going to be expecting Ronald Koeman to place Trincao within this match. And then I also do want to see Lionel Messi as a center forward and Martin Braithwaite to be as the left winger for Ronald Koeman. Players such as Griezmann, Dembele, Pjanic, Busquets, and maybe even Junior Firpo are more than welcome to come back later in this match, maybe in the 60th minute or in the 70th minute. Many players do need rest because we do have many more important matches later throughout the league season. But that's going to be it for today's Barcelona pre-match preview. Let me know what's going to be your predicted starting 11 and who do you believe are the players that do deserve some rest in this match, and what's going to be your predicted scoreline coming out from this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.